That's 1-800-862-8600. There's no obligation. 1-800-862-8600. Call now.
There's a reason cops make exceptional DJs.
Freeze! Everybody put your hands in the air. Yeah!
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
This is South Florida's Most Watched News. Most Watched News. Now at 10.
Hurricane Erin spinning with strength. What we can feel here at home. A diver pulled from the water and rushed to safety in South Florida waters. A major meeting just hours away. President Trump set to sit down with Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office and hopes to bring peace in a years-long war. The migrant detention center nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz, now the center of controversy again. A federal judge hearing arguments if detainees are being denied their rights. A deputy's attempt to help a man who shot himself takes a deadly turn, why officials say he was forced to fire. Plus, words of warning on breast cancer, what medical experts say can help beat the disease. All right, good morning, South Florida. We are so glad to have you with us. I'm Tavares Jones.
And I'm Alex DeArmas. Today in Florida at 10 starts right now.
This is 7 News Today in Florida.
Off the top at 10 o'clock this morning, all eyes on Hurricane Erin, the first major storm of the season in the Atlantic. The Category 4 system is set to miss the United States, but we may feel its effects, especially out there in our waters.
Meanwhile, Puerto Rico is already feeling the effects with streets submerged in floodwaters. And now to some live pictures back here at home of Biscayne Bay on this Monday morning. It is August 18th. We're off to a beautiful start out there.
Yeah, nice and calm so far. Yeah. Meteorologist Erica Delgado is live in the Plex with your first forecast and what exactly we can feel from the hurricane out there. Hey, Erica.
Yeah, Alex, yeah, so calm for us for sure, but not calm across portions of the greater Antilles over the weekend where they saw flooding rain from Puerto Rico. The Dominican Republic still seeing some of that. And now it's moved on to areas near Turks and Caicos, the southeastern Bahamas, as Hurricane Erin, still a Category 4 hurricane, continuing to drift towards the north. For us here, we'll have a wind coming out of the northeast, steamy conditions, but other than a few spotty showers and some inland thunderstorms, we're not expecting an overly wet day. What we are expecting is a steamy day for sure. 90 already in Pompano, upper 80s in Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, all the way through the Hialeah and Miami area. Temperatures right now a little warmer than they normally are this time of the day. 88 extending through Hialeah, Miami all the way down to Homestead, more 90s in Big Pine and in Cudjoe, upper 80s in Marathon, and there's that wind coming out of the northeast now, 5 to 10 miles per hour. We have some drier air over South Florida, which is why the showers that we saw offshore really haven't been holding together very long, fizzling before they even move on shore. For us here, we will still see a few isolated storms once the heating of the day gets going, and that heating is going to take us into the mid-90s for some. So in the tropics, we are still watching two areas, and they're both in the Atlantic, of course. All eyes on Hurricane Erin as it continues to bring Tropical 4 storm force winds, conditions, I should say, across Turks and Caicos and the southeastern Bahamas. Meanwhile, we have another very organized looking tropical wave with already a medium chance of developing, likely to become a tropical depression later this week, somewhere within this orange shaded area. Closer look at the tropics, specifically on Erin, and your local forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Now at 10 o'clock this morning, a live look at the White House where a high-stakes sit-down meeting between President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will be taking place in just about a few hours. It's in efforts to bring an end to the ongoing war in Ukraine.
And Ukrainian leader Zelensky will not be the only European leader in attendance. Julia Benbrook reports.
While President Donald Trump says great progress was made during his meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska last week.
But it's like he's trying to run a one-man band out there behind his seat. And he's kind of, this is a make or break season. He's got to make an impact. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to the show. We're live in the building. It's Monday the 18th. Shake those freaking cobwebs because we got a lot to tell you right now as we're coming into the booth right now. There are so many things to discuss, big meetings, obviously the weekend, Trump, The meeting, obviously, with Putin, a lot of things happening with Zelensky coming up, and we're in the building right now. Again, it's the 18th. Hope you guys are shaking those cobwebs, getting ready to go. We're in the booth. We're going to say a lot of crazy things right now, but don't get your freaking panties in a bunch. I got bought in the booth. Don't get worried about it, because you know how we get.
You just... The way you do it is just different every time, and then the lead up to it, I never can predict when you're gonna do it, because you start off with "don't get your panties in a bunch," and then I think you're about to say it, then you say something else. I can't keep up.
People in the chat right now.
Okay, you can try it again if you need to.
You know we gotta do it again. Okay, look, you're coming to the booth right now. You're watching us live. We're gonna say a lot of crazy shit out here, but don't get your panties in a bunch, because Vaughn and I, you know how we get. You know what I'm saying? To try to get it right in the chat right now. People in the building. What is going on? There's a lot to talk about, V. We're going to cover a lot of information today. A lot of people were like, what the hell transpired, okay, with Trump? What transpired with Putin? What did they talk about? We're going to go to some headlines first before we get into that. Trump and Putin meeting, 10 key takeaways and moments. Today we got 10 key takeaways we're going to dive into so you guys can see. Let me get up on the screen right now what the hell we're talking about. Hold on a second. There we go. Live in the building right now. Shout out to the 60 people in the building right now. Welcome back to the Brandon Mason Show.
You must have some inside information.
I got some information.
Yeah, because you got 10 takeaways?
I got 10 key takeaways, boy. Moments from what transpired in the building. Welcome back to the show. People in the chat right now, put Trump in the chat right now. If you're a Trump supporter in the chat, put Trump. If you're not, put USA in the building right now. We're doing that to let YouTube know what the hell we're talking about right now. So if you're watching live in attendance right now, put Trump in the chat. Let people know all across the lands, all across YouTube, what the hell we're diving into. As we do that, V, I'm just saying there's a lot going on. A lot of people that are in attendance right now, V. People were like, what actually happened, right? What transpired? We're going to go to that. Then we have the meeting with Zelensky is scheduled. And Ukraine designer predicts Zelensky will wear a military suit for high stakes meeting. People, that's what people are talking about. Like what he's going to wear to the meeting. It's like, I guess there's a lot of shit that people would say. He shout out to the 100 people in the chat right now.
He does wear that vest. He wears a military outfit with the vest.
He does. By the way, that camera's looking a little funky right now.
Mine's?
No, mine. Oh. Mine's looking a little crazy right there. I can just take a look at it. I'm looking a little bit on the angle there. But it's okay. We can rock and roll with it. Hey, look. Here's what I'm saying right now. They're predicting he's going to wear something, a military suit, but the meeting with Zelensky is going to be very important. We're going to dive into that today. They plan to meet in Washington, D.C., which I believe he's there. Now, we got videos to show people who come into the building right now. We got videos to show. We're going to go into troops killed. Zelensky claimed end of year, 2024, V, said 43,000 Ukrainians end of year and 198,000 Russian troops. That's crazy. I mean, first off, in my mind, I was like, Ukraine's getting pummeled to start. That's what I thought. Watching right now, it's like what he said was Ukraine didn't have that many casualties. Russia did.
Yeah. But they're saying like Ukraine is worried about like what's going to happen to their cities, what's going to happen to their houses, and the Russians are worried about like they're getting thrown into the meat grinder.
We're just gonna keep on moving. We don't care. We got more people coming.
Yeah, but the people that are getting thrown out there is like, damn, we're subjected to die at any moment. Like,
are you talking about the Russians? Or
okay, Russians. I'm talking about the Ukrainians. They're worried about their cities and their people are dying too, but Ukraine is getting destroyed.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, we're gonna dive into that today too. That's one of our things. It says on here. Then it changed. That was into 2024 when he said that. 43,000 Ukrainians, 198,000 Russian troops. That's crazy. Up-to-date number is much higher than that. Now, Democrat poll says they doubt Trump will secure a Ukraine ceasefire. And when they said in the media, V, they didn't say secure a ceasefire. They said a Ukrainian ceasefire, meaning that they don't think they can get Zelensky on the same page of, he tried to do that. We got clips we're going to go into about that last meeting. I'll just say last meeting they had didn't end as great as they want to. 68 suspects arrested in single night as the National Guard, FBI, and police crackdown in D.C. 68 people arrested in one night, they said, as a crackdown. D.C., we're going to go to that.
But was it like, we're going to go into it?
We're going to go into that later in the show, but I'm just saying, people watching live right now, something you got to think about. Majority of protesters in D.C. have been claiming, up 400%, claiming they are being paid to protest against Trump's city cleanup efforts, saying they're getting paid, V.
I told you. You see who's out there. You can look at them and tell.
They're getting paid to be out there.
Who's out there?
People in the chat right now is like, oh, no. I'm just saying, if you're watching live right now, put your state in the chat right now. Where are you based? Let people know coming to the chat. Shout out to 150 people in the building. If you're watching live right now, put your state in the chat right now. I'm going to show you a bunch of shit right now. And last couple things, Governor Newsom continues his efforts to almost become, if you ask me, this is my personal opinion, he's trying to become the Democratic leader. I don't think we'll have that conversation later today, but I don't think the Democratic Party right now has a true leader. I've been saying that. And I think Governor Newsom, California, he's probably their only true leader right now. Even when you talk about Epstein case, when you talk about DC, when you talk about, whatever, he is the only person that I see right now being the leader of the Democratic Party, like the overall leader outside of like Obama. I don't think that's working. Firefighters catch a man allegedly doing some nasty things to an unconscious woman who was later found dead. I think that was crazy. Firefighters out there going, what's this guy doing? Holy shit, this guy's doing, I don't want to use the word on here, to a lady that's unconscious, and the lady later died.
Yeah, you just use R word. You say R word.
The R word.
But
that's nasty.
Yeah, so they were just patrolling. I mean, not patrolling, but they were driving past and I think they were encountered them.
I don't know if it was because the person was injured during the fire or near it, but we'll have to read that comment and read the little story there. But apparently they catch the man doing this to an unconscious woman. Thought that was out of control.
Yeah.
32 people rescued at an amusement park as it malfunctions at Six Flags. I mean, how many times we see amusement park rides nowadays not riding those little pop-up shops? That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Not getting on those little pop-up little, hey, come check it out shit. Not doing that. Vikings male cheerleader fires back as critics social media went crazy. The male cheerleader, I have to pull that up on screen in a little while. Vikings male cheerleader Vikings. I got some shit we're going to. And then Carolina Panthers had the first transgender cheerleader. Look, I'm just saying this shit out here. Big battles out here. Let's dive into it right now. We're getting all this shit today. So people watching live, you got a lot. Look, they got a show today, V, right?
Yeah.
They got a show today. They got some shit we're going to be talking about. V said, wait a minute, transgender cheerleader. I don't know if that's going on with that.
I mean, that's them, but I don't know if you want your team, like, that to be your team.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm glad it ain't the Eagles.
Is it the home? The Eagles wouldn't have had that. I don't think the Eagles would have been dealing with that, but it is what it is. Let's get into the business right now, B. Let's show some clips. So people want to see it, so I'm going to drop it in right now. The meeting, obviously, what transpired. Let's dive into it. Let's take a look. So I'm getting ready to dive into some stuff right now. People watching live in the building.
That lady was on Putin's head.
Listen, I'm just saying, you could say a lot of that shit as a reporter until he turns around and says, what's your name? Say my name. Because I'm telling you, I know he's a leader of another country, but V, some of these reporters press their limits, right? Would you?
Yeah, but I mean, she was asking valid questions.
Yeah, are you going to stop killing civilians?
Yeah, like, did you underestimate Ukraine? Are you going to stop killing civilians?
She was trying to get her damn little piece out there, hoping they'd be spotted. I'm just saying, sometimes those reporters get ahead of themselves. They say some shit sometimes, hey, trying to get attention, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look, he turned around and said, excuse me, ma'am, what's your name? She would have turned her ass on.
Get you a little nervous.
She would have said, you know what I mean? I don't know about that. We'll move on. Next question. She would have moved on to the piece of the pie. People watching live in the building. I see some new names. Doug in the building. What's going on? Gerardo, TRVLR. Don't know how to say that name. Wasn't sure how to say it. Baby Elephant in the building. What's going on? All the new people in the chat right now saying what's up to you. But first up, if it's your first time in the building right now, put first time so we can shout you out on the damn screen right now. If it's your first time, put first time. Watch all the people shout you out. Just saying, jump into the building right now. We got the countdown right now. Hold on. I'll give you guys a chance to make some money right now as we have 200 people in the building right now. And V, as I promised, I got the damn countdown. I'm going to put up on the screen right now. People watching, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get it started right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You see it on the screen. We got 30 seconds. If we can get to 100 likes in the next 30 seconds, I'll give a lucky person right now in the freaking chat, V. Right now, as I started, I'll give a lucky person $200. Here it goes right now. Countdown has started. It's on the screen, V. They can see the countdown right there in the building right now. We got, look, hit the like button right now. If you get to 100 likes right now, we got, look, 20 seconds. Right now, double tap your screens and you're looking at it right here. Get a chance to make some money. I told you I would do it. So I'll do it up on the screen for you right now. Smack the like button right now. You can make some money. But yeah, give them a chance to do it. Why not, right? Why not give some money out to the people in the building right now? You see the countdown? We'll do this throughout the show. Be careful what you put in the chat. Don't put craziness in there and get taken away. That 30 seconds just went down in the building right now for the first time. Let's get something going on here. But let's show some more clips. I got some videos I got to show people. Let's take a look at this. So he shows up. Now people got stuff to say. Let's take a look.
A reminder, this is Vladimir Putin's first time in the United States on U.S. soil in about a decade. We understand the two leaders have not met in quite some time face-to-face. They have had several conversations. They have met in passing. This face-to-face, though, will be the longest they've met since that Helsinki summit we saw in that news conference that made so many headlines. It looks like President Trump is waiting for Vladimir Putin here to greet him. The leader of the United States, the leader of Russia, exchanging hands in hopes of finding peace in Ukraine.
There's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to get to the point right now. I'm going to give you my opinion first. And we're going to. Some people said, oh, he didn't say anything. He was weak. And they have reporters out there saying that he handled the thing weak. But I don't think Trump handled it weak at all. I think he set it up. He put the red carpet out. He said, you're a leader of Russia. You're coming to America. We're going to treat you right. And we're going to come. We're going to have a conversation. People said, oh, my God, he didn't handle it right. I think he handled it perfect. I think he said, look, we're going to talk about it. And he flew those. Look, he flew some jets over.
He flew the B-2, the B-2 bomber.
He wanted to say, look.
Like this could be flying over Russia.
Don't listen. I'm going out today. He said, look, I got the facts on here, the key moments, the takeaways. Before I get to the key takeaways, I want to show this clip right here. This is what I said before the meeting, babe. I'm going to show this clip. This is what I said before the meeting. Shout out to the 250 people in the damn chat right now. If you're watching live, smack that damn like button right now. Tell me if you think I was spot on with this message. If you're watching live, take a look. I don't know if I trust Putin. I don't know if I trust Zelensky. Whether it's our business or not, Trump's like, yo, let's end the war. It's like a divorce. I'm looking at it with a lot less killings going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't want to get rid of your house. You don't want to get rid of your cars. You don't want to be like, hey, you know what? I'm getting rid of this and that. But you do know you got to give up something.
Yeah, but somebody makes that ruling for you.
Right. And that's what Trump's doing.
Yeah. Well, he's trying. He's trying to make that ruling.
Trump is coming in like a judge. Hey, I'm going to mediate. He's an attorney, but he's not for one side. He's like, yo, okay, look, Putin, hold up right now, Zelensky. We got to figure this shit out. We're tired of it. I ran on this, and my people back home in the U.S., they want me. I told them I was going to do this, so we're doing this, and we're going to come over here. We're going to do this shit for you. If they meet up and Putin says, look, I need a little piece of land here. My country deserves that piece of land. We know that you might not understand U.S., you guys in the U.S., girls in the U.S., ladies, men, whatever, President Donald Trump might not understand, but we understand. We want that piece of land back. He gets on the phone and calls Zelensky. Look, you give that to him because if you do, the war's over. At that point, if I'm Zelensky and I'm like, look, you know what I'm saying? Something to think about. But you're also going to go, all these people that just died over that?
Yeah.
He might say, no, we're taking it to the end. We're not dealing with that shit. We're not giving you nothing. Just saying, it's possible, B. Might say, look, we ain't giving you shit now. Zelensky might say, we're taking this to the end. And people are like, here's the key. Let's get to the key moments real quick.
But he's trying to get them to surrender, like, large chunks of the of where the area that he's trying to make them surrender is a big manufacturer. Yeah, it's a big manufacturer in Ukraine, so that's like a big loss for them anyway. So they're not going to give that up easily.
But lives are given up.
Yeah, lives are already given up. Yeah.
Sometimes you just go, you know what? It's a divorce. I was saying you get the divorce happening right now. Sometimes you go, you know what? I got to give up something. You give up something, or I give up a little bit, move on. Life's over. I mean, there's too many people that are losing their lives right now.
This is the 21st century. We can't purchase the land.
These people were leaving Ukraine left and right. I don't think they had a chance to even decide anything. Oh, listen to this guy said about the B-2 bombers. Let's take a look. Hold on. Let's show the B-2 bombers first flying over. And the escort. Putin got escorted in by U.S. fighter jets. Let's show that first. So look, he got escorted by some fighter jets. They said, okay. Now, it doesn't mean that Russia doesn't have a great military, but I'll tell you what, they're more powerful than Ukraine, I would imagine, but they're not handling business. I feel like we would handle business. And here, look at this guy said about what Trump did as he flexed on Putin. Did he flex or did he get flexed on? Did Putin handle it and go, nah, I'm a boss? People are going back and forth. Let's take a look at this clip here.
Donald Trump flying those B-2 stealth bombers over Putin's head that may have been the strongest flex of all time. There's flexing on people with Lamborghinis, houses, women, watches, money, you name it. But you fly a B-2 stealth bomber over the head of Putin, and he goes like, you may hate Donald. A lot of people do. But he's a showman, and this is what showmen do. A B-2 stealth bomber over your enemy's head. He said, you want to talk peace, huh? Look at Putin's head. He's still...
I'm saying right now, whether people thought that Putin was like, oh, I don't care about that or not, I know Putin saw those damn planes and said, shit, they're not playing. And I think it was also like, I think he also took it like, hey, welcome to the U.S., welcome to the soil of the U.S. And they're saying, some people are saying, oh, Trump was weak in the meeting. He was too weak. I'm like, he met with... We don't know what transpired all the way yet. We'll get to the key moments. I'm going to show you the clip right now where the guy said that he was weak. And I'm going to, I don't agree with this, but I'm going to show you what he said.
What happened on Friday it was a historic embarrassment for the United States. There's no other way to put it, right? You listen to what Marco Rubio and the president have said. They keep on saying they're dedicating time. They're making it a priority. They're focusing their attention on it. In any negotiation, when you're trying to end an armed conflict, there's nothing more important than understanding what motivates your adversary, what is making Vladimir Putin tick in this instance. Vladimir Putin does not care about the amount of time that we're allocating to us, does not care about a B-2 bomber flyover, does not care about a lineup of F-22 fighters rolled out. He doesn't care about any of that. What Vladimir Putin cares about is basically three things. He cares about economic pressure in the form of sanctions. He cares about political, diplomatic isolation, being a pariah state, and he cares about military defeat. Those are the three things that will end this conflict. If he feels pressure on all of those three fronts, and this administration continues to be unwilling to do anything to assert pressure in any of those three areas.
Here's why I completely disagree. What pressure did Joe Biden put on Russia during the war? Nothing. Just gave Ukraine some weapons.
Yeah.
So why didn't this man that you just saw, this is why I have a problem with it. I love Republicans, I love Democrats, and great people in the world. Here's where I have a problem with it. Stick to one narrative. Like, I believe in this, I believe in that. This guy's like, Trump's a bad person because, he's out there and this organization is not applying pressure and we need to get Democrats in office to get. When Joe Biden was in office, there was nothing going on. People were like, this war is going to continue going until Ukraine just gets taken over by Russia or whatever. Trump is stepping up and going, we got to end the war regardless of whatever's going on. We got to find some kind of peace here. I'm going to show those clips right now about he didn't get the ceasefire, V, but he got some improvements. Like, what are you looking for? Like to be honest, like, people got to know, like, what is it that your country, your nation, you as President Vladimir Putin, what are you looking for? What do you want? Do you want this? Do you want that? Trump had to get what the deal, because it's not up to Trump of how it ends. He can do a lot of things, obviously, but realistically, it's up to, would you say it's up to Putin and Zelenskyy right now to go, hey, we had enough of this shit.
Yeah.
Right? It ain't going to be based upon what Trump's always saying all the time.
Yeah, it can't be.
But Biden, what did Biden do? Biden was just supplying weapons. Hey, now all of a sudden this guy gets on and goes, he's a bad person because of that. That's where I don't like it. You can say X, Y, Z, but you got to set the record straight. Let's show this clip right here.
Again, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much, and we'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know. I'll get a little heat on that one, but I could see it possibly happening. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
As we wait to see if the president will take any questions from the room. There you have it.
I take a look at that, V, right? And what bothers me is, I think that at this point, they can't announce everything. Can't be like, oh, this just happened. This is what's going on. We're going to go over there and they're going to take this and that. And then Putin says, I'm not going to give a shit. I'm going to go bomb Kiev tomorrow. He can't tell the cards. Like, this is like a meeting. This is like what would you say, like bro language here. Like, hey, look, we're going to meet up. Guy code.
That's why it wasn't on film like how Zelensky's was.
Yo, Zelensky's was on tape, V.
Yeah.
Zelenskyy, we got that clip too. I'm about to show it right now. Shout out to the 700 people in the building right now watching live. If you're in the building right now, in the chat, if you're watching live, do you love Trump or hate Trump? Let me know right now. Trump, I got to know this because I know where people stand right now in the chat. I do this throughout the day. And right now, by the way, if you're watching live, we'll give you a chance to make some money. I'm going to put a timer on the screen right now. For the 700 people in the building right now, I'm going to put a timer on the screen. It goes up and goes down, 700, 400, 900,000. I'm going to put a timer on the screen right now. If you guys want to make some money, here's a chance right now. If you're watching live and you didn't hit that damn like button yet, here's a chance. I'm going to give you 30 seconds right now. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, V. The countdown's about to start. 30 seconds to get to right now, 100 likes in the chat. If you get to 100 likes in 30 seconds, I'll give a lucky one of you $100 in the chat right now. Here comes the countdown starting now. Boom. You see the ticker on the screen right now. Smack that like button right now. You guys can make some money right now. That's all I'm saying in the building right now. If you're watching live, if you're a Trump supporter, let us know. If you're not, let us know. We're trying to get the idea of how you guys feel. Where are you coming from? The chat right now, if you're watching live, like this on your screen. Double tap your phone right now and get some freaking money. There's some lovers out there. There's some haters out there, but we're just trying to get you involved in the stream, baby. That's all we're trying to do is get you rocking in the building. 3, 2, 1. Look, we give people a chance to make some money, baby. That's what we got to do in the building right now. People come and watching live. And look, let's get to this piece right now that we didn't show. This was very interesting that people were talking about after, and they said Trump didn't handle it like he didn't handle it. Putin handled it. I don't. Because Putin talked first or whatever. Come on. Trump could have said, you're not talking first. I'm talking first. Like, didn't matter. They talked about it. He said, go ahead. Open stage. Let them know how you feel about the meeting. I mean, does that mean that he's a weak president because he didn't say, I'm talking first?
Yeah. I would say, how'd they want him to treat him?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he rolled the red carpet out and goes, yo, you're the president of Russia. You run the whole country. Big time person in the world. If you go to another country and they roll it off for you, hey, welcome to America.
Yeah, they're supposed to do that.
What the hell is wrong with that?
Trump wouldn't go over there if they're not going to roll the red carpet out for him.
But here's the thing. But people are like saying that Trump's he wasn't tough because he didn't go out and do X, Y, Z in a way that they would have did it. It's like, look, man, you got a lot going on your plate. The most important thing is there going to be a ceasefire or not? So let's
and you have to be diplomatic. You can't just walk up and be a gangster. Like, that's not going to work.
He already flew the damn planes over top.
Yeah.
Jet. So he kind of was like, hey, look, welcome to America. So let's show this real quick. This was a message where they said there was no ceasefire, okay, but there was a lot going on. Marco Rubio's talking. A lot of people are getting into it right now. And this was the message. Hold on. This was the message, V, that Vladimir Putin had for his people. Let's take a look at this real quick because you can get an idea how he felt about the meeting.
Хочу сразу отметить, что визит был своевременным и весьма полезным. Мы поговорили практически по всем направлениям нашего взаимодействия, но прежде всего, конечно, говорили о возможном разрешении украинского кризиса на справедливой основе. И, конечно, у нас была возможность, что мы сделали, поговорить о генезисе, о причинах этого кризиса. и именно устранение этих первопричин должно быть положено в основу урегулирования. Повторяю еще раз, была возможность спокойно, детально еще раз изложить нашу позицию. Мы, разумеется, с уважением относимся и к позиции американской администрации, которая видит необходимость скорейшего прекращения боевых действий. Ну и мы тоже этого бы хотели. И хотели бы перейти к решению всех вопросов мирными средствами. Разговор был очень откровенным, содержательным. И, на мой взгляд, это приближает нас к нужным решениям.
We're going to show a lot more clips like that right now. If you're watching live in the building, shout out to 1,200 people in the chat right now. Holy shit, we got new subscribers. And we got people, you're stressed out sitting at home. Like, what the hell's going on? I mean, if you're stressed out, sit back and do what? Smoke weed every day. Just saying, if you got to do what you got to do in the chat right now, smack that like button right now. If you're watching live, it's your first time watching in the chat, say first time so we can shout you out right now. If it's your first time in the damn building, you didn't see Vaughn in the house right now. He's in the building hanging out with us because we're getting funky today because we're letting people know what time it is right now, V. And I got to get our intro going real quick for the people coming to the building. Don't come in here. I see a lot of people saying some crazy shit in the chat, getting upset. Don't come in here and get your panties in a bunch because you know Vaughn and I in the booth, you know how we get. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get it right in the chat right now. People are like, okay, yeah, they got the intro down. Let's move on right now. Not yet. But you know, they don't want that smoke just yet. It's the fire's lit, but it's not smoking yet. Is that what's going on right now? Yeah. So, all right, so let's get right to it right now. Let's show this clip because people are talking about it. And again, people are like, oh, I want to see that clip again of Putin. Fine. I'll show the clip one more time of Putin. It's real quick. Take a look at it.
Хочу сразу отметить, что визит был своевременным и весьма полезным. Мы поговорили практически по всем направлениям нашего взаимодействия, но прежде всего, конечно, говорили о возможном разрешении украинского кризиса на справедливой основе. И, конечно, у нас была возможность, что мы сделали, поговорить о генезисе, о причинах этого кризиса. И именно устранение этих первопричин должно быть положено в основу урегулирования. Повторяю еще раз, была возможность спокойно, детально еще раз изложить нашу позицию. Мы, разумеется, с уважением относимся и к позиции американской администрации, которая видит необходимость скорейшего прекращения боевых действий. Ну и мы тоже этого бы хотели. И хотели бы перейти к решению всех вопросов мирными средствами. Разговор был очень откровенным, содержательным, и, на мой взгляд, это приближает нас к нужным решениям.
A lot of people were like, you doesn't speak English. Yeah, shit, man. Cop shows, if you can't read, if you can't read, we're going to do it. You can't read shit. People are like, I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying either. I see the captions. I mean, hopefully the captions working because he could have said, hey, you know, F all you Americans. And it goes, well, I'm so glad we met you. Hopefully the captions is right because some people can mess around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get some shit sideways. And shout out to the 1,300 people in the building. Make some noise! As we get rocking today in the building. Let me show up right now. So look, there's some people that had a lot to say. Let's hear what Marco Rubio had to say because he said, look, Ukraine versus Russia peace deal is not on, but let's take a look and see what he had to say.
They're coming here tomorrow because they chose to come here tomorrow. We invited them to come. We invited them to come. The president invited them to come.
But the president told those European leaders last week that he wanted a ceasefire. The president went on television, said he would walk out of the meeting if Vladimir Putin didn't agree with one. He said there would be severe consequences if he didn't agree to one. He said he'd walk out in 2 minutes. He spent 3 hours talking to Vladimir Putin, and he did not get one. So there's
because
some
obviously
messages.
things happened during that meeting. Well, because obviously look, our goal here is not to stage some production for the world to say, oh, how dramatic, he walked out. Our goal here is to have a peace agreement, to end this war, okay? And obviously we felt, and I agreed, that there was enough progress, not a lot of progress, but enough progress made in those talks to allow us to move to the next phase. If not, we wouldn't be having Zelenskyy flying all the way over here. We wouldn't be having all the Europeans coming all the way over here. Now understand and take with a grain of salt, I'm not saying we're on the verge of a peace deal, but I am saying that we saw movement, enough movement to justify a follow-up meeting with Zelenskyy and the Europeans, enough movement for us to dedicate even more time to this.
I agree 1,000%, B. But listen, Biden wasn't doing shit. Kamala Harris wasn't going to do shit. And now, and I'm not hating on them, but if you're going to throw shade and go, Trump's not doing X, Y, Z, well, Trump is actually doing something because those leaders are coming to America. Though Putin landed in Alaska to have a meeting. Now you got Zelensky coming to Washington, D.C. to meet Trump over there and go, look, we got to figure out what we're going to do. Regardless of who's right, who's wrong, hundreds of thousands of troops are dying. We're getting that in a second, V. Let's show the clip here of what happened and what transpired when they actually met. I'm going to show this clip right here. There's a clip that I want to show you guys first, and then we're going to get into the meeting with Zelensky, how that meeting went when they had it last. We got that clip, and let's see what people think about it in chat.
Trump walked into the summit feeling confident. He held the cards, and he greeted Putin on the tarmac, and he had F-22s and B-2 bombers fly over Putin's head. He was speaking Vladimir Putin's language of force. Putin, you can watch, is surprised when it happened. Trump looks up, and then all of a sudden Putin watches behind him. Putin appeared rattled. Trump owned the moment. But it didn't get Trump the ceasefire he wanted, and now the war continues, the killing continues. We don't know exactly what the fault lines are. Trump agreed to this thinking that Vladimir Putin was coming to Alaska to make up because Putin had completely exhausted Trump's patience. Trump feels pretty angry. You can see that in the body language. Trump really thought he would get a deal here. And Putin has reneged on deals with Donald Trump many times before. We don't know if Trump's going to impose those crippling sanctions right now, but there's going to be a lot of pressure to do it. And we do know the next move is Donald Trump's.
So here's what I got to say, V. They're going to meet. Zelensky's going to meet up with him. We're going to talk about that. But I would say this. Zelensky, and there's a message in the chat said, if you did 5 minutes of research, I'm going to read this right now in the building right now. Do you stand with Russia or do you stand with Ukraine? In the chat right now, drop it. How do you feel? This message from CRXRV says, if you did 5 minutes of research on Zelensky and Ukraine, you might not be so quick to support them. That's a message that I think people should listen to. I'm not saying that Ukraine's wrong. I'm just saying you got to do a little more research on the background, the history to understand. We look at it as Americans, including myself at first. You go, hold on a second. Putin went over there and he's hurting people, injuring people, bombing schools or whatever, and it looks horrible. 1,000%. I think how we did it might be wrong. Well, is wrong, if you ask me. But a lot of people will say that there's reasons why he did it, and Zelensky isn't as great, or Ukraine didn't do things as great as we see it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Zelensky's wrong or Ukraine's wrong. I'm just saying people really need to do some research and understand the history of what they're doing. Now, that doesn't mean all these 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds, all these young kids and people or whatever are going out there and they're dying in war. Because realistically, if you're 40, 50, 60, and you're out there in the military and you're chasing and you believe what you're doing, you got a little bit more experience in the world, right? Yeah. But 17, 18, 19, 20, whatever the case may be, it might have been a draft, like you said, crossing over those lines at 18 years old, 19, and your mother's at home, your parents are home going, my kid's in military, and I said this before, going to support your country is a great thing, and now you're fighting for something you might not really have the experience of. Like you're just out there dying on enemy lines, on your country, that country, and over 198,000 troops, Zelensky said, of Russia died. That's just troops. That's a lot of people. I didn't know they had that many. 198,000 people be dying? Yeah. One country?
And what time span did he say?
He just said by when the war started all the way to end of 2024 in December, he said this. Now we're 8 months through 2025.
Yeah.
So it's thousands more. And they said thousands, sometimes 1,000 a day, sometimes 500 a day, sometimes 2,000 a week, whatever. People are losing their lives out there. And I'm just saying, I look at the key takeaways. Let me get back to the script here. But realistically, some people got to also do some research. I agree on there. Do your research first before you get out there and say X, Y, Z. But let me get to this whole thing. I got the key takeaway moments real quick. Okay. Trump said, for first things first, is no deal until there's a deal. We get that. Putin wants it done. That's a key thing. He wants it done. Wants to finish it. And Putin's not saying, let me get all of Ukraine. He's saying, I want this piece of land. I want this more than likely. Let me take what we took already back and let me get something, whatever. That's what he wants. And I don't know if Zelensky wants to do that. He's bringing European leaders with him to make sure that he gets his point across. And people are going to continue dying until then. People came back to their house.
Yeah.
A lot of people flooded Ukraine. They're missing in action. Not there. Did not mention a ceasefire because Trump said he wants a peace deal instead. He doesn't want a ceasefire. He wants a peace deal. He wants the ceasefire done. Nobody's, shooting people, bombing people. But then also he goes, I want a peace deal done. Written, script. You agree to this. you agree to that. Not just, hey, we're going to stop shooting right now. Like just, he wants it done. That's what Trump said.
Yeah.
Just saying. Okay. That's important, right? Would you say Trump's trying to mediate it?
Yeah.
I got that clip by
somebody needs to mediate it.
Somebody's got to do it. And you saw my clip. I'll have to pull that clip back up again in a minute here. So Trump said, now it's up to Zelensky and Europe. People watching live right now. He said, it's up to Zelensky and Europe to come into America. The leaders are flying in. I got a clip I'm about to show you. To show up and make sure they get it right for Zelensky supporting him. Trump is supporting both sides. Some people are saying that Trump is solely supporting Russia. That's what a lot of people are saying. I don't think they understand. I don't think anybody understands. I'm not hating anybody in the chat or people that are watching later saying, you know, there is that XYZ. I'm just saying, I don't think anybody knows where Trump actually supports. It isn't like, oh, that's clear indication. Trump is 100% supporting Russia or he's supporting Ukraine. I think he's like, look, at one point, he might be closer to one country than the other, but he doesn't want to see all these people dying, all these troops out there losing their lives over what? Things they don't really understand?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So
and he's trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize.
He might get the Nobel Peace Prize.
No, he's trying to.
He might get that Nobel Peace Prize, not lying. But at the end of the day, let's move to this piece here because this is how it ended last time. Let's take a look at the meeting with Trump and Zelensky.
You're gambling with World War III.
Have you said thank you once? This
A
entire
lot of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank you?
You don't have the cards right now.
President Trump, what's your message to Vladimir Putin, sir? Vladimir Putin, as you meet with President Zelensky today.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
playing
But
cards.
right now, you
I'm
don't.
very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
what do you
You're
think
gambling
about?
with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And
You-
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country.
You think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can-
trouble.
can I
Wait
answer?
a minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak-
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks. Of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of times
that there,
thank you
accept
to
that-
American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't please,
you're running
Mr.
low
President.
on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire.
Mr. President, is there no deal? Mr. President, can you tell us what happened?
Not a good way to leave a meeting, V.
But look, this is probably why they're saying that he was handling Putin soft, because you seen how he was handling Zelensky. He was pushing him on the shoulder,
Yeah.
talking loud in his face.
Yeah, I mean,
People
look,
want to-
but he kind of had to. He was like, "Look, I'm trying to get you stuck." Like Zelensky wants to win the war, and I get that. But the reality, what he was arguing about, he was arguing because look, Trump's like, "Look, we got to stop this, and no, we can win this now." He got brave now, which is good. It's great for the country. But why is he brave? He's brave because he has what? U.S. on his back, right? Like, first off, U.S. has him on. The U.S. is carrying them, right? It's not Europe carrying them.
Well, it's NATO.
Right, NATO,
'Cause-
obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, we are way over here, right? And we are sending an abundance amount of shit there to help them for a long time. Our own country's like, hey, wait, we need some shit over here, right? And so I think the message there was the simple fact that, he was getting tougher with them, and they feel like all that they have done to help Ukraine, they're not that appreciative. Now, I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying how they were talking in that meeting was like, look, you're not even saying thank you. Like, we're doing our best to help you, and we're trying to, and you don't want a ceasefire. He said, you don't want a ceasefire? You better figure that out because this shit's over in 2 weeks without me helping.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. People are saying he's not tough. He wasn't being tough on Putin because you seen how he was talking to Zelensky.
Yeah, because we weren't supplying Putin with weapons.
Yeah,
there's a difference. Like if Putin said,
so he's saying he's just frustrated. Like you have the audacity to come in here.
You're over here in our country telling us you're not going to do certain things. We're saying we need a ceasefire. We're giving you all this shit. We're trying to stop your country from dying, and you're like, no, we got this now. We don't want to stop it. And we're like, well, we're providing the shit. Like, we're sending you the shit that you need to win the war, and we're telling you enough's enough. And you're saying, hey, hold up. Now, I'm not saying that Zelensky is actually, he's wrong for anything, like just wrong. I'm just saying, look, there comes a point in time, you lost a lot of troops. You lost a lot of people. You lost a lot of manpower. You're losing your own citizens that are just running for their lives, fleeing your country. And now it's almost time to say, look, we did our best. I think we proved that we're a lot tougher country than a lot of people thought, especially Russia, China, whatever they see and go, wow, Ukraine's not a pushover. A lot of it's due to the fact that they had NATO support, European, American support. And now Trump's like, look, at the end of the day, we're not going to continue doing this forever. So we got to end this. And that meeting they had did not end that well. And Putin showed up and he goes, look, this is what I want. I'm willing to end the war. So let's get to this next of the piece pie here, V. Let's get to this piece and show them what people are saying right now. President Zelensky shows up, and here he is pulling up, being escorted here.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has arrived in Washington, D.C. and is heading to the president's guest house ahead of a crucial meeting tomorrow. President Trump is confident he will achieve peace in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, stating it will happen one way or another. This high-stakes visit follows recent tensions, with Zelensky set to discuss ending the war alongside European leaders, marking a pivotal moment in ongoing negotiations.
So now Zelensky shows up, right? And all of Europe, the leaders are there, the major people that they want there. So would you say, and I got the key moments, I got more key takeaways from the meeting, but would you say Zelensky came with all those people because he said, look, Trump's not going to listen to me? Or is it, hey, this is a meeting amongst the world?
He had to bring all them people, putting his hands on them.
Trump might put his hands on him in a minute. I'm just saying.
No, but yeah, he probably just NATO. He's just bringing the people from NATO. Like so.
Yeah. It might benefit him when people support him.
Yeah,
I mean, it may. These people from Europe are talking to Trump anyway. It's like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
All these people that come from NATO are like, they're tired of shit too.
Yeah,
they're like, my country,
bringing his support system.
We're all losing right now. We're all giving you the kill. We're giving you weapons to injure, kill troops, whatever, innocent people at times. We're supplying this to you off our hard-earned money, and we don't want NATO to be out there, NATO against Russia. And that's kind of what shit's transpiring to. And then I hear, Russia respects America now. That's a question that people got to say right now. Does Russia respect America now? Putin said yes. After seeing what we did with Iran, took care of that shit in a few minutes. They said, and Putin backed this and supported this and said, yes, we in Russia now support you more and respect you more when Trump's in office. And they said there will be no war if Trump was in office when Biden won the election. And there's a thing. Putin said that is 100% true. People watching live right now in the building. Putin said wholeheartedly, and it's on tape, but he said wholeheartedly, he said, you know what? I back that. I support that. And he goes, that's true. If Trump was in office, they would not have attacked Ukraine like that, which is, that's a big message to say. Saying, hey, I support that Trump said that. That's a big message. That's all I'm saying. If Trump was in office, they wouldn't have did that. That's a big message. I know a lot of people in the chat and people watching live would go, no, that's not true. Well, Putin actually admitted that. And he said Trump shared that Putin told him in the 2020 election was rigged. This is what Trump said in messages, said that Putin told him the 2020 election was rigged. So I'm saying, I don't know it to be true, but that's what it said here. I'm just saying. So advice to Zelensky right now is make a deal. You're not going to win the land battle with Russia right now. Would you say they're not just going to get all their land back? Because Putin's not going to go, hey, after all that shit we just went through, we're just going to go, hey, you know what? Sorry about that. Like, that's not going to happen. They're going to say, we came in here for a reason. We're taking something. They're not going to go, oh, you know what? Never mind. We're going home. Because that makes Putin look horrible. more horrible than he already looks to a lot of people. Would you say that? Like he's not going to turn around and go, forget it. You keep it. That's not going to happen, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I don't think he would.
And Zelensky also, on the other hand, Zelensky's got to be like, we're not letting you take all our shit. So that's where the combination of these meeting of the minds here, and I move over to the piece of the pie I actually didn't use the lower third there to see, meeting with Zelensky on the screen there. That's where the next conversation rolls in, where it's like, Zelensky has to be you know how strong you got to be a Zelensky right now, knowing that your ass up against the wall. And look, I got this clip here I want to show you of Zelensky showing up. But these reports out of Europe this morning, let's take a look.
Reports out of Europe this morning that what Putin proposed on Friday in Alaska was that he take control of all the Ukrainian territory he has seized so far, and then some. Today, we'll see how that goes over with Ukraine's president when he sits down with President Trump here at the White House.
President Putin, will you agree to a ceasefire?
2 days after the Alaska summit, the president's top advisors appeared to disagree Sunday about just how much Trump accomplished in that 3-hour sit-down with Putin.
There was enough progress, not a lot of progress, but enough progress made in those talks to allow us to move to the next phase.
The next phase starts today when Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky visits the Oval Office. His last meeting here in February didn't go so well. Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, who was in the Putin meeting on Friday, said the group will be discussing what to do about the 20% of Ukrainian territory that Russian troops currently control. Zelensky said he would rather not.
Since the territorial issue is so important, it should be discussed only by the leaders of Ukraine and Russia at the trilateral Ukraine, United States, Russia. So far, Russia gives no sign that trilateral will happen.
Zelensky and other European leaders are reluctant to concede anything before Russia stops the killing. But President Trump seems to now be siding with Putin, who says a ceasefire is unnecessary. The best way to end the horrific war, Trump posted this weekend, is to go directly to a peace agreement and skip a ceasefire.
Somehow we keep on acting.
There you go. Skip the ceasefire, right to a peace agreement. Let's figure this shit out and end it right now. And by the way, people watching live right now, I show clips from everywhere. Democrat, Republican stations, anywhere. In the chat right now. Put an R in the chat right now if you're a Republican. Put a D in the chat right now if you are a Democrat. There's some independents in here. I was about to say that next. But there's a lot more Republicans and Democrats than independents in the chat. But some people claim that they're independent, but they come in swinging, hating Trump the whole time. They got to be Democrats, all I'm saying. They come in just hating on the whole time. They got to be feeling something. In the chat right now. Put an R in the chat right now if you're a Republican. Put a D in the chat if you're a Democrat. Let's see where you stand on this. There's a lot of lovers in here, and there's a lot of haters in here. People coming and saying a lot of crazy shit.
I mean, sometimes when people are hating, they go from channel to channel doing that. So after this one ends, they're going to go to the next one and do the same thing. They know I'm not lying. They be doing that.
Yeah, you got to lie. I love the haters coming into the chat, too. I don't give a damn. If you got nothing to do today, you want to come in and hate on me, come in and get in there and get it done. I don't really give a damn. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to show everything that we got. Let's take a look at this clip here, Daily Mail. Yeah, I thought about that for a second. I said, how tough do we got to be in America right now? Like the White House has to be tough as nails, B. Like every meeting, people are just looking at every single thing and critiquing every little thing and criticizing your outfit, the way you walked. Why did they do that? The wind was blowing. What plane flew over? Why didn't they use this plane? They put the red carpet out to be. Oh my God, why would they put the red carpet? Why did they meet, in Alaska when they could have met in DC? There's all these things, right? And people continuously critique things that I don't even think matter. You know what I mean? Like when Putin goes home, he's not gonna go, damn, they didn't put the red carpet for me? Or yeah, they put the red carpet for me. He's weak. There was a red carpet on the ground. I don't think any of that matters. I think the reality is, is there going to be a ceasefire? Are they going to stop the war? Or are they going to keep going with the war? So we're going to move on with a piece of that here that people are coming in right now in the chat for the last few minutes. We got this. The fight with Newsom. I just want to say something real quick. The Democrats, they do not, if you ask me, have any backbone whatsoever as a leader. And I think that's a problem. I'm not saying that Democrats are bad people. I'm not saying that Republicans are better than them. I'm saying there's no leader, and Newsom is stepping up to the plate, becoming a leader, and every day he's got something to say online. He's becoming more famous or more important to the Democrats community because no one's doing what he's doing, stepping up trying to help, the immigrants and this and that. He's trying to be a leader, and he's going to run himself into the ground. I see Newsom this year, end of this year, like aging terribly. Because it's just so much stress. Like, it is what it is. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm saying the reality is there's a lot of stress on the plate, and I think that he is going to be more or less the leader of the Democratic Party. Might as well run for president. Who else is going for president? I don't even know if they have anybody that's going. On the Republican side, there's a lot of people talk about Marco Rubio. People talk about Vance. People talk about Trump being elected again. We'll get that in a second. Conversation we got to have in the chat. Let's move on to this piece here. Russia and Ukraine, the troops killed. Anything to add to that would be this, V. Those people, those innocent, well, I call them innocent, but these are kids growing up, battling out here. Can you imagine you got one leader and another leader deciding whether or not you are at risk of your life at any second? They decide that.
I mean, we already have that.
And just different military in general.
No, and just, in general, we don't have any say-so of what's going on. Like, they could do a draft right now and I can get sent to war. Well, I think I might be too old.
You're right, yeah. Well, no. I think, no, you're right. I think you can go up to like 35 or whatever. Yeah. Whatever it is. In the chat right now, how old you got to be before you can be excluded from the military draft? Maybe
like 28, I think.
I thought it was more than that, but maybe you're right. People in the chat right now. Look, I'll tell you this. The troops right now, and why I say this, hundreds of thousands of troops dying in this war. And you're like, you live in Russia, you go, shit, are you sweating as a kid? When this war started when you were 15 years old, 16 years old, you're like, shit, that war's crazy. Now you're 18, get a little concerned. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Get a little worried.
Yeah.
I'd be worried. I'm saying you might be, you're waking up right now playing video games. Tomorrow your ass is wearing a military suit. Shit's not looking that good for Russia and Ukraine right now because they got to fight for what they got. They got to get out there and fight for every single day, tooth and nail. They don't even have, are they going to school? Like, your country's getting bombed. You got church, you might not even be in school at this point. A lot of these people are leaving. School's out the window for a lot of these people, right? They left. They're in Poland. They're in other countries. So they lost their house. They lost a lot of things, lost family members. They lost their animals.
Some of them cities are still intact, though, but the people are living in fear. I was just watching something before we went on. Like, people are still living in fear, and they have, like, memorial services. They have moment of silence every morning, they said, for the fallen soldiers and everything. But they said, like, there's an underlying, like, sense of fear, even though, like, people are trying to go about their daily lives.
Yeah. Right. So Albert said, in Russia, you worry at 10 years old. At 10 years old. Like, literally, I'm looking at the chat, 30. People said 38. Somebody said 30. People in the building right now. Look, I'm just saying, those troops have gone through a lot of shit. And those troops should be rewarded with a lot of things, fighting for the country. A lot of them don't even hate each other. A lot of them do, but a lot of them don't. Ukrainians out there are dating a girl that's Russian, or vice versa. Relationships, friends, family members, they're connected. And so those troops are out there fighting every single day, day in and day out, for some things they might not really even know nor care about. That's all I'm saying in the chat. You feel me?
No.
That's true shit.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a fact. And so let's move on to this piece of the pie right now. President Donald Trump, 2028. Here's a question right now that'll get the chat stirred up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, they say you can't run again, but we read the underlying messages, and we went through this maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. Do you think, someone in the chat said, Jose said, ESPN Stephen A. Smith running for president 2028. In the chat, if you would like to see Trump in 2028 in the White House, put Trump in the chat right now. If you want Trump in the White House again, put Trump in the chat right now. Look, this is a reality, all right? This is a reality where people are not talking about this enough on both sides, but Trump, I think at the end of his term, he's got 3.5 more years. It isn't like he's gonna have all this energy. He's what? He's gonna be pushing some age at that time.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of Republicans, if there's a ceasefire and the war is over, Trump got in. If he ends it this month or next month, 7-8 months, he ends a whole war. Not bad. Shit was going on for years. Joe Biden was in there. He didn't stop the war. That's what I don't get. Why all these people on the Democrat side are like, hey, Trump's back because he didn't stop the war because he said he was going to stop it. But meanwhile, Biden was in office all those years and didn't stop shit. Just supplying demand. Let's just get some shit out there. You need this. That's what they were doing. And now Trump's in office. Let's hate on him because he didn't get the war. Now, if it was flip side, I'd say the same thing. I'd support the Democrats if they were like, oh my God, why didn't he do it? Trump do it either. I would say the same shit. You know what I mean? But that's not what's happening. He's setting up meetings, getting it done, having them come in Alaska, now Washington, D.C. You might not like how it's going to end. You might not like who's going to give up what. But the kids, the innocent people that are out there just fighting a cold-blooded war throughout your snow, out in the snow? Like, come on. Walking through the snow. Russia's not hot in the winter. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Shit's cold. Real cold. Not like we're, you know what I mean? Like, hey, a little bit of flurries. We're talking cold. And when they're doing that, they're fighting those wars. So I think, talk about the Nobel Peace Prize. You did say Trump was trying to get the Nobel. Was he got?
He's trying to get the Nobel Peace Prize.
He's trying to get like. Here's the thing. Trump is that person. If anybody's gonna have 3 terms, he's the person. I'm not saying if it's right or wrong. I'm just saying if anybody in U.S. is gonna have 3 terms, Donald Trump is that person. I'm just saying if somebody's gonna do it. Because he's got that movement right now that you love him or you hate him. It's so strong. It's so strong. In the chat right now, put Trump in the chat if you love Trump and put no if you don't. I want to see how you guys feel again. Hey,
we got to see what happens with the Epstein files before we know if he can go get the 3rd term.
I'll tell you that's a true statement.
Yeah.
He can finish this term out, but if he's on can he pardon himself from the Epstein? If he's on, listen, we're not on the show saying he's on. People watching live right now, I've never said that Donald Trump's on the Epstein list. Never. Yeah. Von's not saying that either.
Yeah, I'm not.
We're just saying if in fact he was on there and he did something wrong, the 3rd term is not going to happen.
Nah.
But the pardon could. I don't know how that works, right? People in the chat right now. But if Vance wins the election, or any other, person runs for president and they win, and they pass the torch down to Trump. That's an opportunity we're reading about, saying that J.D. Vance could run, or another person could run, and make Trump, make Trump the VP. They step down for whatever reason. Trump's in office again. It's possible. Now, the 3rd term, a lot of people would love it. A lot of people would not like it. What I don't understand, all right, and why I'm kind of combative at times or arguing with people at times is when you have someone like Trump that's in office doing a million different things, you love and hate it. These are things that we voted on, and I don't understand why the Democrats are saying that everything he does is negative, whether it's positive or not. Like stopping illegal immigrants from coming into the country, they're saying that Democrats are like, that's ridiculous. How is that ridiculous? Obama shipped a lot of people out. We have a border patrol for a reason for a long time. Why, when Trump is closing the border, Trump's a bad person? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If everybody in the entire history was like, we don't need a border, and Trump comes in and puts a border, then I can see the hatred. You know what I'm saying? But if everybody out there is watching Trump try to execute why we have border patrol and then be mad that we're not letting millions of people in, I would imagine that Republicans are very happy, but I would imagine that Democrats should say, hey, he's stopping illegal people from crossing into the country. Wouldn't that be a positive? I'm just talking about that for the election purposes. Wouldn't that be a positive?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, regardless you're Democrat, Republican, or not, independent in the chat right now, I would imagine that I would agree with the fact that he's trying to do what he said he would do, and he's implementing it in a very forceful way. We can use the word forceful. He's enforcing it. He's not, whether how tough he on people. He's enforcing what he ran on. And I think America wanted that. In schools, creating safety in schools. No, we're gonna touch a topic on this later in the week and have guests on the show. But no, men and women's sports, all that. He's enforcing those things. Is it, when you talk about it, it's one thing. When you enforce it, now people are starting to get agitated on the Democratic side. Like, why would he do that? This is what he was supposed to do. He told people he was going to do this. And then he said he was going to end the war. But he said, here's where he went wrong, V. I'm going to end the war day one.
Yeah.
Right? He went after it. Yeah. Yeah. Same thing, though. Same thing. Hey, I'm Mike Tyson. I'm knocking this guy out first round. You don't get him in the first round. You get him in the 7th round. Instead of people being like, yo, I'm so hyped for you. You just knocked this guy. They're like, you didn't do it in the first round like you said. I think that's kind of screwed up, no? I mean, he is attempting to knock somebody out in the first round. It doesn't happen. You get him in the 7th. You should be like, hey, you said you would do it, you do it, right?
But so at that point, don't guarantee it. Just say it should happen.
Yeah.
I should do this. Like boxing is different. You can say that, like, yo, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. But with this, it's like you say, oh, we should come to an agreement, or we should do this, and we should do that. You can't say, I'm going to do that, because people are gonna hold you to that.
But I think as a competitor, as a warrior, as a alpha male in that perspective, you're like, I'm getting this shit done. I'm getting there. First day, I'm calling Zelensky. I'm calling Putin. I'm getting this shit. I think he believed he was going to do that, though.
But, yeah, so then you can't be mad at the backlash because you guaranteed that.
Yeah.
You said you're going to do it.
But what if he does do it, though? They can't. Well, I agree
well,
with
if he
you.
does do it, then it's good that he does it. But until you do it, you're going to get backlash because you said you were going to do it. You better.
But so now that people into the chat right now, people watching live, people that are going to watch the video later, people that watch all social media, they're like, he said he was going to do this and he didn't do it. Now, if he does do it, let's say he does do it, V, and he stops the war from happening. Why? Because he negotiated it, right? Not because Putin said, I'm running out of people, or Zelensky said, running out of weapons. He said, look, we negotiated. Putin lost a little bit. Zelensky lost a little bit. The people, Russia, Ukraine lost a little bit. Or lost a lot, whatever, but we have an agreement. There's peace, right? Peace in the world is good.
Yeah.
Biden did not create peace in the world. Kamala Harris did not create peace in the world. Nancy Pelosi did not create peace in the world. You can go all the way down the line, like all these Obama, Michelle Obama, Governor Newsom, all these places, all these Democrats, they're not creating peace in the world. And I'm not saying Trump did yet. Well, Iran, we're not trying to hurt anybody. We're not letting you have that because we know what happens if you have that kind of thing, right? If he actually does create peace over there, a lot of lives were lost. It will be because Trump stepped in and mediated it. Would you say that's correct? If the war ends in 10 years from now, we're not going to say, hey, Trump did it.
Yeah.
But if the war ends relatively soon, and I'm saying that even in 2025, it doesn't have to be today. It could be in this year. We got September, October, November, December. We got 4 months left. If he ends a war in 2025, Trump ended the war. I would say that. And if that's true, then people should say, you know what? He stepped in, he mediated, and he put a stop to it. A lot of people would say, yeah, but V, he didn't do it. He didn't do it fast enough, so he's not what he said he was. Or, you know what? I don't agree with him because he didn't get it done in the first week of the first day when he stepped into the Oval Office. And that's where I got a problem with it because I think, they're not sitting here hating on Joe Biden when the war was going on. Joe Biden will let the war rock right now for another 10 years. Realistically, they're like, Putin's sick. Putin's sick. He's going to die out anyway. So hopefully when Putin dies out, the war will be over. That's what people were waiting on that under his regime. Under Biden in office was hopefully Putin gets sick. We've reported on that. I had a whole thing on that. Putin looks like he's getting sick. People are talking about it. He's got cancer, whatever. Maybe he's sick and something's going to happen. And so whatever. But that shit didn't happen. So his ass is there meeting. I think Trump's handling business right now.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. People in the chat right now. One quick thing before we get out of there. I was going to talk about, if you're watching live and we're getting ready to sign off today, a little past time. I wanted to show people in the chat right now the cheerleader, the transgender cheerleader, right? Should we show it real quick? What team was it? The Panthers?
Yeah, it's the Panthers.
Panthers.
I never even seen it.
All right, we're going to have to pull it up on there. Okay, here we go. I got to just show it because people were talking about it. We got to see who that is right now in the chat. Oh, V. Yeah, we got to show this on V. And no disrespect at all, but if you're watching live right now, we want to show you one of the main stories. Carolina Panthers transgender cheerleader was getting a lot of backlash because, just saying, V, people were, sensitive. Should we say that? All right, we're going to show it right now in the building. If you guys are watching live in the chat right now, take a look at this. I want to see what you guys think about this right now. I'm not trying to laugh about it at all. It's just a little bit of comedy to it. You know what I'm saying? Carolina Panthers trans. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing because V's like, I can't believe you pulling this up on the screen right now. All right, here we go. Take a look for yourself. Take a look for yourself, V.
I mean, it's not like it's the 80s. Like, nobody even pays attention to cheerleaders no more. It's not like the Cowboys cheerleaders back in the 80s. Everybody's watching them.
I mean, what do you think?
You don't even look at the cheerleaders during the game.
I mean, V.
You don't even see them no more.
But what's the backlash about? Is it, look, you can't be a trans on there? Or we'll have this conversation the other day.
It's just because the world's changing, and it's like, it's always going to be resistance. Like,
yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, like it's uncomfortable for people.
That's tough. That's Jeff. You know what I mean? People in the chat, how do you guys feel about that? I mean, look, showing up on the field like that takes a lot of effort. And you know what? It takes a lot of, mental capacity.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. Like, you show up, I want to have him on the show.
Yeah, it is.
Why not? Hey, what's it like?
Look like on The Longest Yard.
A Day in the Life.
You seen that movie?
A Day in the Life. I saw The Longest Yard. A Day in the Life. What the hell's going on? Well, we're gonna end today's show with this. Is with the B-2 bombers stepping over there. We'll end it with what Putin had to say.
And he was fit. Well, she was fit.
B's still stuck on the transgender cheerleader. I'm moving on.
Go ahead, move on.
I'm moving on to the piece of the pie to end the show. B's stuck about the fit.
No, I'm saying she was brolic. Like, she had muscles. Like,
yeah, you're not lying. You're not lying. Was out there looking like was working out Monday.
Like, she didn't make the team for the Panthers, and then just like, I'm about to just
that's crazy.
Get on the cheer squad. I'm gonna be on the Panthers one way or another.
So what you're trying to say is basically, look, hey, you didn't make the team for the Panthers, but hey, we got a spot for you.
Yo, we got over here.
Yeah, you lifted the whole squad. Yo, we gotta get them. We gotta get him on the show. Yeah. However, no disrespect, all love. It's an interesting conversation. All love in here in the chat. And look, don't come in here and get your panties in a bunch, because when V and I on the show, you know how we get. You know what I'm saying? I let you guys know right now. We're not trying to take it any kind of bad way, but yeah, we're gonna end today's show with this: U.S. fighter jets escorting Putin in, and we're gonna end today's show with what happened with America real quick.
Хочу сразу отметить, что визит был своевременным и весьма полезным. Мы поговорили практически по всем направлениям нашего взаимодействия, но прежде всего, конечно, говорили о возможном разрешении украинского кризиса на справедливой основе. И, конечно, у нас была возможность, что мы сделали, поговорить о генезисе, о причинах этого кризиса. И именно устранение этих первопричин должно быть положено в основу урегулирования. Повторяю еще раз, была возможность спокойно, детально еще раз изложить нашу позицию. Мы, разумеется, с уважением относимся и к позиции американской администрации, которая видит необходимость скорейшего прекращения боевых действий. Ну и мы тоже этого бы хотели. И хотели бы перейти к решению всех вопросов мирными средствами. Разговор был очень откровенным, содержательным, и, на мой взгляд, это приближает нас к нужным решениям.
Look, V, today's show was interesting. I mean, that's how we do it in the building, having a good time. But we had to spin it. V's Googling Carolina Panthers cheerleader.
Yeah, right. Hey, you didn't go into the DC the DC thing too, but I guess we gotta do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we got it tomorrow because people coming to the chat right now. Gonna have a lot of conversations about DC and things that are going. All love to you, beautiful people in the chat. If you're watching live, smack your like button right now. Double tap your screens. We greatly appreciate you hanging out with us, having a good time. And look, a lot of people come in the chat. They love what we do. Some people talk shit. We need those people too. We encourage them to come in and have a good time. We don't know who's going to come in the chat on a daily basis. We don't know who the hell's going on. We don't know what's going in. But listen, we appreciate you as we end today's show. Family Guy came into the building like Christina, Lisa, Donald Plump in the building, Mile High. We love and appreciate you so freaking much.
Make some noise!
We had a lot going on today, people. I'll tell you this right now, almost 70,000 views this morning. Randy in the chat, Christian in the chat, Lucas in the chat. Let me scroll up. Crow in the building. How you feeling? Our beautiful moderators, Candy, Tracy, Pipple, Mama, Chrome. Look, we love and appreciate you. Christina, thanks for joining us as well. Big time. Let me scroll up. Alexander. Let me say some of your names real quick. Vindy, Ease, Randy, Rich Weed in the chat. Let me scroll on up. Roger in the building. We love and appreciate you joining our show all the time. Alexander, Lucas, James. Listen, tomorrow morning, give you guys a chance to make some money again tomorrow morning. If we get in the live stream tomorrow, 100 people before the show starts, before the countdown, 100 people, I'll give $500 out to a lucky person in the chat. 100 people in the chat before the countdown starts. A chance for $500 giveaway to one of you lucky people. There's people in the chat right now, over 100 people easily. You guys all show up tomorrow. Show up at 9:55. Everyone that's in the chat listening right now, show up at 9:55 now. Show up at 9:50. Show up early. Get the momentum. If you guys show up early, more people come in. We get 100 people before the show starts. The countdown. I'll give a lucky one of you guys in the chat $500 watching live. We greatly appreciate you. Let me end the poll today. Pipple Mama, thanks for reminding me. Bang, there we go in the chat. Had some opportunities. You guys let us know what you want to hear today on the show. Family Guy in the building. We appreciate you. Make some noise! With the freaking super chat. We love and appreciate you coming. Family Guy pops in on the road, drops super chat, and goes, hey, I'm in the building. We love and appreciate you so much, V. We appreciate that, right, V?
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
I be wondering how Family Guy's driving and doing all of this.
Hey, putting in work. Yeah. Gotta love and appreciate him. Gotta love and respect him. Brittany Mason in the chat, love her coming in the building right now as well. All love to every single one of you beautiful people in the chat. Listen, we're getting ready to sign off. Enjoy your freaking Monday. It's long. It's Monday. But guess what? Tomorrow's Tuesday, moving through the week. So have fun, enjoy your day. I'm glad that we can entertain you guys from 10 to 11 every freaking day. It will soon be 10 to 12. We got big sponsors coming in. They want 10 to 12. I will start announcing those sponsors here probably as early as this week. Dropping them on the desk. We got cups, we got mugs, we got gear, we got everything coming into a full effect. We got drinks, we got it all coming to the chat. I love every single one of you joining. I don't care if you're Republican, I don't care if you're Democrat, I don't care if you're white, black, Spanish, tall, fat, skinny. I don't care where you're from. We appreciate you, and we love having you here. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see all you tomorrow. Remember to refresh your screens and jump on social media. Refresh your screens. Everybody watching. Mile High, Jose, Family Guy, Plump, Christina, everyone watching right now. When I sign off, give it 15 seconds. Refresh your screen. Leave messages on this video and join us on social media as we post all freaking day. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, freaking X. Look, I call it Twitter, but X, whatever. YouTube will be there. Love you guys. We'll see all you tomorrow.
All right, y'all. We got a great show for you today. Because up next, Cheryl Underwood.